The fascinating psychological phenomenon of seeking out confined, tight spaces, most famously and universally exhibited by domestic cats who are irresistibly drawn to simple cardboard boxes, represents a highly complex interplay of evolutionary biology, deep-seated psychological comfort, and pragmatic environmental adaptation. To truly comprehend the profound reasons why these seemingly unremarkable and modest corrugated enclosures provide such an overwhelming feeling of absolute safety, one must first meticulously examine the ancient ancestral lineage and behavioral ecology of the feline species. In the unforgiving and highly competitive hierarchy of the wild natural world, small felines exist in a remarkably delicate and precarious position as both formidable, stealthy predators of smaller game and highly vulnerable prey to much larger apex carnivores. Survival in such a high-stakes, life-or-death environment dictates an absolute and constant need for hypervigilance and secure, easily defensible shelter, ultimately leading to a deeply ingrained, innate preference for hidden, tightly enclosed vantage points. A naturally occurring tight space, such as a narrow rock crevice, a dense and thorny thicket, or the hollowed-out center of a fallen log, offers a highly strategic and tactically superior defensive position for a solitary hunter. By deliberately positioning themselves deep inside an impenetrable enclosure with only a single, easily monitored narrow opening, felines effectively neutralize the terrifying risk of a sudden sneak attack or ambush from the vulnerable rear or the exposed flanks. The ubiquitous domestic cardboard box, surprisingly enough, perfectly replicates the exact physical geometry, spatial constraints, and unparalleled security of these long-lost ancestral hiding spots. When a modern, well-fed indoor house cat miraculously contorts its flexible body to squeeze into an unexpectedly small delivery box, it is actively satisfying a powerful primal urge to establish a completely safe stronghold from which it can quietly observe its domestic territory while remaining entirely unobserved by potential threats. Moving beyond mere physical defense mechanisms, these incredibly narrow sanctuaries also play an absolutely critical and indispensable role in complex feline emotional regulation and necessary daily stress management. Felines are notoriously sensitive creatures, possessing highly tuned senses that are easily and quickly overstimulated by the chaotic, unpredictable variables of modern human households, which often include sudden loud noises, unfamiliar and intimidating scents, and rapid, startling movements. When unexpectedly faced with a barrage of overwhelming environmental stressors, a cat's primary, hardwired, and most reliable coping mechanism is almost never aggressive confrontation, but rather immediate tactical withdrawal and silent concealment. A sturdy cardboard box acts as a highly effective immediate sensory deprivation chamber, functioning as a tangible and protective physical boundary that completely separates the highly anxious animal from the overwhelming and chaotic external stimuli of the surrounding room. Safely sequestered within the quiet, comfortably dark, and reassuringly tight confines of the box, the cat's parasympathetic nervous system can successfully engage, actively allowing its rapidly beating heart rate to slow down and its surging stress hormones to peacefully dissipate. Extensive empirical research conducted in the specialized field of animal welfare and shelter medicine has consistently and overwhelmingly shown that providing basic hiding boxes in stressful animal shelter environments significantly accelerates the vital adaptation process and drastically reduces noticeable behavioral signs of acute distress in newly rescued felines. This compelling scientific evidence robustly reinforces the idea that an enclosed space is not merely a playful luxury, but rather an absolute psychological necessity for maintaining a cat's delicate mental well-being and emotional equilibrium. In addition to providing a vital psychological sanctuary from an overwhelmingly busy world, the unique physical properties of standard corrugated cardboard provide immense physiological and metabolic benefits specifically related to the crucial biological process of thermoregulation. Extensive veterinary studies indicate that the domestic cat's optimal thermoneutral zone defined as the precise ambient temperature range required for the animal to comfortably maintain its core body heat without expending any extra, precious metabolic energy, spans precisely from 30 to 36 degrees Celsius. Because typical, modern human dwellings are generally maintained by internal climate control systems at ambient temperatures that fall well below this optimally warm feline physiological range, cats must actively and continuously seek out alternative external heat sources to stay physically comfortable. Ordinary corrugated cardboard, cleverly engineered with its distinctively layered structural design consisting of multiple trapped air pockets, functions naturally as an exceptionally highly efficient and profoundly effective thermal insulator. When a heat-seeking cat actively curls its flexible body incredibly tightly into the severely limited internal volume of a small cardboard box, the insulating cardboard effectively captures, securely traps, and continuously radiates the animal's own natural internal body heat right back onto itself. This ingenious, instinctive utilization of tight spaces fundamentally prevents the rapid and dangerous loss of vital body heat to the colder surrounding air, effectively creating a highly personalized, exquisitely comfortable, and perfectly temperature-controlled microclimate. Furthermore, the very physical sensation of the cardboard walls pressing closely and firmly against the cat's body provides a soothing, therapeutic form of deep pressure stimulation, which is biologically proven to release calming endorphins in the mammalian brain. This comforting physical phenomenon is conceptually quite similar to the relaxing and reassuring effect that a tightly wrapped swaddling blanket has on a fussy human infant or a weighted anxiety blanket has on a stressed adult. Therefore, we can definitively conclude that the extraordinarily profound feeling of absolute safety a cat experiences inside a simple cardboard box is the ultimate, perfect synthesis of instinctual predatory security, vital emotional tranquility, and essential physiological warmth. Ultimately, the endearing psychology behind choosing these wonderfully tight spaces serves as a beautiful daily reminder of the fascinating, untamed wilderness and ancient survival instincts that still strongly linger deep within the genetic code of our beloved, purring domestic companions.